Hello, my name is Ray Eden and welcome to the tutorial for the jumping rubber band trick. First I'm going to show you how it should look. Look, I'm going to put the rubber band onto my first two fingers. Watch, because all I do is snap and the rubber band jumps to these two fingers. Alright, so that's how this trick should look. Let's show you exactly what you need to do in order for this trick to work. It's fairly simple. What you do is you start, just like I showed, with the rubber band on the first two fingers. If you're right-handed, do it on your left hand. If you're left-handed, do it on your right hand. Whichever is your dominant hand. So here's what you do. I'm going to show you from behind what happens. You pull back on the rubber band and then you fold your four fingers inside of the rubber band so that when you let it go, the rubber band is laying right here, right there by your fingernails. Now, all you have to do is open your hand. And when you open your hand, the rubber band will jump onto those two fingers. Let me show you that one more time. The rubber band goes onto your first two fingers. You pull the rubber band back like this, fold your four fingers in, let go of the rubber band so that it's laying right there by your fingernails. And then all you have to do is open your hand, and that rubber band will automatically jump to those last two fingers. Now, in the article I told you that there is a more advanced way of doing this, and I'm going to show you how that looks first right now. Here is the advanced method of doing the jumping rubber band trick. Just like before, you start with the rubber band on the first two fingers. You pull back just like before and fold these fingers in, but instead of letting go, you bring the rubber band up to a vertical. So before, you were only pulling this way and then letting the rubber band go here. For the advanced, you're pulling back, putting in, and then pulling the rubber band up like this. And then you let it go from the top. It looks exactly the same in the back as it did for the easier version. And it puts you into the exact same position to open your hands and have that jump onto the second finger. Now, let's run through that one more time. I'm doing this slow. This in actual practice will be done fast, and I'll show you that in just a moment. So you start with the rubber band, first two fingers, pull back in and up with the rubber band and let go, and then open your fingers right like that. Now, I'm going to show you that from the front at full speed, and hopefully you'll be able to see the difference between the easier method and this more advanced method. The more advanced method gives it a much cleaner look. Now, this has to be done quickly. So when you start practicing, practice slow and then work on your speed. This is how it looks when I do it. Just like that. Boom. One more time. Up to speed. On those first two fingers. There. And then what I normally do is go 1, 2, 3, and then have it jump right like that. So that's the more advanced method that you're going to want to work on your speed on that. You're going to want that to be very quick motion in order to make that look really good. The main thing for the practice on this is pulling this back, come up here, pulling this back and getting your fingers into that loop of rubber band. that's the most difficult part of the easy method. And the more advanced method is just the same thing, but instead of letting go here, you're letting go here. And for both methods, the faster you get, the better it's going to look. So I hope that you get that easy method down pretty quickly, and then I hope there's some of you out there that will actually take the time to learn that advanced method of doing the jumping rubber band. If you stuck around to watch this far in the tutorial, I have one more thing that I want to show you. The trick leaves you ended up with the rubber band in this position. Okay? So what we want to do is to cause that rubber band to jump back up to the first two fingers. You can do this too, and because you've stuck around, I'm going to show you how. Okay, so you've done the first part, and the rubber band is now on your bottom two fingers. Here's what you do. Now I will say that this is a little bit more difficult, so learn the first two ways I've showed you first, and then if you want to, go ahead and learn this. But here's what you do. As you're showing this, you come down and you put your thumb inside of that rubber band, and you put your fingers into the rubber band again. You're putting them in the same way, but now just the opposite way. So now when you let go, the rubber band will jump back up to those first two fingers. Let's do that again. The rubber band on the bottom two fingers. Your thumb goes into the loop so that it looks the same way as that. And then you open your fingers and it will jump up to the top two fingers again. One more time. So this is where it ends from the first trick. Your thumb goes in, your fingers go inside, and you let go, and the rubber band jumps back up to those first two fingers. Now, I will say for this one, it is a little bit more difficult to get your four fingers into that loop from this position. So, generally, once this rubber band has jumped onto these two fingers, people are pretty surprised by that. And so, in that moment that they're surprised, that's when you want to put your thumb in, move your fingers. You can even use your other hand to adjust it a little if you have to, and do the move. So, but the idea is to get so good at that part that you do all that with one hand as well. So, the rubber band on the first two fingers jumps to the bottom and then jumps back to the top two fingers. And that is a pretty good piece of magic. Now, if you've taken the time to learn this trick, please let me know that you're doing it. If you want to, take a video of you doing the trick for somebody and send me an email at info@rayedenmagic.com and let me see what you did with the jumping rubber band trick.